Good morning, prodigious Panthers. How are we doing today? So, today we're going to be working with quadrilaterals. So, I need you to turn to page 500 and I want you to try the warm up before you begin the lesson. So, go ahead and hit pause and try to solve the problems for yourself. And I'm going to keep going to go over the answers, okay? Hit play when you're ready to check your work, okay? All right, so here is what you were supposed to do for the warm up. They gave you the two angles of a triangle, and they want you to figure out the missing angles measurement. So what we have to do, if you remember, is you take the angles that you know, 74 degrees and 26 degrees, and we don't know the third angle, right? So we're going to put a variable, for our case, x, and how many degrees makes a triangle? 180. So we're going to make it equal 180. And then you go ahead and solve the equation. So, start with 74 and 26, the two that you did know. That gives you 10, 7 plus 4 plus 6, and 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So that gives you 100. 100 degrees plus x equals 180 degrees. So how am I going to get 100 by itself? What do I need to do? I need to take away. I need to subtract, because the inverse operation of addition is subtraction. So we do minus 100. And what you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other. Okay? Cancels it out. And 80 minus 100 is 80 degrees for the first triangle. You got that? Great job. Now let's look at the second triangle. We're going to continue with the same equation, just new numbers. So we're going to plug in 22 degrees, 136 degrees. We don't know x equals 180 degrees. So we add it up. We get 8 plus, 3 plus 2 is 5. You have 158 plus x equals 180. Again, what's the inverse of addition? Subtraction. And what you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other. 158 gets canceled out. Can't do 0 minus 8, so 8 becomes 7. 10 minus 8 is 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. X equals 22 degrees. And that's all there is to it. Now let's do the last equation. You have 90 degrees, 60 degrees, x, because we don't know x, and they equal 180. All right, now we go ahead and add the 90 and 60, which gives me 150 degrees, plus x equals 180 degrees. Take away 150, because the inverse of addition is subtraction. Get 50, 150 is gone. 80 minus 50 gives me 30 degrees. And I know it's 180, 150, but you know the hundreds are going to cancel out. Did you get all three right? If you did, really good job, because this is going to be a lot like last week's lesson, only now we're going to deal with quadrilaterals. Okay, so on page 500, they go over the vocabulary of all the different types of quadrilaterals. So I'm not going to focus on that today. That's something that you can read and understand on your own. I am going to cover, though, how to find the missing angle of a quadrilateral now. So it's going to be a lot like this, but now instead of 3 angles, we have 4 angles, correct? So let me go ahead and erase this, and if you didn't do your work or you made mistakes and you didn't get a chance to copy your corrections, then go ahead, hit pause, and then you can continue once you're done copying, okay? All right. So how to find the missing angle of a quadrilateral? That is what we are going to work on for today, because that's really the new skill for you. Well, a triangle, all the angles inside it equal 180 degrees. Well, rectangles are not too far off. So, or quadrilaterals in general. I'm going to draw a very simple square here. And there's a reason I'm doing this. What does a square have? It has two triangles. There are always two different triangles sort of smushed in there somehow when we're dealing with quadrilaterals. So, if one triangle is 180, how much would two be? That's right, 360. So, quadrilateral's internal angles is 360 degrees. For all those kids who like to do those skateboarding and biking tricks where you go into a circle, that's where 360 comes from. So all we're going to do is we're going to still repeat the same formula of adding all the angles, but instead of adding to 180, we're adding to 360. So let's look at the example on page 500 and let's see what we're supposed to do. So they gave us a quadrilateral which angles equal 145 degrees, 90 degrees, let's see, and 56 degrees. We don't know the last angle, so what do we put? A variable. Very good. And again, what is the internal measurement of all the angles in a quadrilateral? 360. So, just like what we did in the warm-up, you're going to do it right now. Only now it's going to be one angle more. So, doesn't matter how you want to add it up. Just add it up however you like. That's the commutative property of addition. Order doesn't matter. You still get the same sum. I'm going with 90 and 56 because they're smaller. So we got 6 and 0, 9 and 5, 146. You have to add it to 145 plus x equals 360. Degrees. And now we add these. So 6 plus 5 is 11, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So you have 291 degrees equals x, plus x equals 360. So again, how do we get the variable on its own? What do we have to do? The inverse. And the inverse of addition is subtraction. And we're going to subtract the number that we want to get out of here from the angle, from the side with the variable. And what you do to one side of the equal sign, you do to the other to keep it balanced. Okay, 291 gets canceled out. That leaves me with x. I can't do 0 minus 1, so I borrow from 6, giving me 5. Now I have 10 minus 1, which gives me 9. 5 minus 9, can't do that, so I get 2, and I borrow from 3 and put a 1 in front of 5, giving me 15. 15 minus 9 is 6, 2 minus 2 is 0. So the last angle has to equal 69 degrees. And that's all there is to it. I'm not going to go into too much more detail with this because I feel like this lesson is rather simple. I'm going to ask you to work on page 501, and you're going to fill in the Google Doc that I'm going to attach to this assignment. And it should be pretty easy for you guys, okay? And I am going to look into doing a live class with you guys, hopefully by Thursday. So I will give you further information on that as soon as we can see if that's possible, all right? Until then, prodigious Panthers, continue being prodigious, all right? Bye, and until next time.